Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a fabulous Monday. It's Tuesday. We have a little bit shorter than yesterday's video. I usually don't put out 23-minute long videos, so let's just jump in with both feet and get there, shall we? Let's go. We're starting off with Sunday, where Camilla went to church with King Charles. They were pictured leaving the Craith Kirk Church in Aberdeenshire following the service. It's a very small parish where the royal family goes to worship when they're staying in Balmoral. Now, this appearance came just hours after one of Camilla's closest friends revealed how hurt she really was by what Prince Harry wrote about her in The Spare. She said, and I'm quoting, "Of course it bothers her and it hurts, but she doesn't let it get to her. Her philosophy is always don't make a thing of it and it will settle down. Least said, soonest mended." And personally, I wouldn't have anything more to do with him, but I mean, that is just what it is. Well, I feel bad for her, but you know what? She's still married to the man she loves. They're being crowned in less than a month, and she was looking pretty chic in her green outfit, and it's nice to see Charles driving. All right, let's move on to our next story for today. The next story is the fact that they're saying that Charles's face in previous, where he would go to previous engagements used to be red, which is a sign of nervousness. And lately they're praising him for appearing much calmer at recent royal events, especially since he became king, and especially with everything going on with Harry. They're saying that, he looks much calmer. And he was shown shaking hands and everything seems to be fine. Let's face it, he was waiting for this job a long time, Now, we finally have a complete list of all the royals that are attending. As far as British royals go, we have Anne, Edward, Andrew, William, Catherine, Harry, and of course the three children. Prince Albert and Princess Charlene from Monaco were going to be there. Japan's Crown Prince Akishino and Crown Princess Kiko will be attending. Crown Prince Frederick and Crown Princess Mary will be there from Denmark. King Carl Gustaf and his daughter, Crown Princess Victoria, will be there from Sweden. Lots of royals. Also in attendance, King Philippe and Queen Letizia from Spain, Crown Prince Haakon and Crown Princess Mette from Norway, Grand Duke Henry and Grand Duchess Maria Theresa from Luxembourg, Queen Anne-Marie, Crown Prince Pavlov and Crown Princess from Greece, and King William Alexander and Queen Maxima from the Netherlands. Wow, impressive. Moving on. All right, really quickly, I just want to touch on this. Russell Myers was on TV and said that there were rumors that King Charles and his son were going to spend some time clearing the air, etc., etc. But the royal correspondent basically spoke up and said, Charles is just too busy to spend time with Harry. I agree. Moving on. And let me just say, I'm throwing this in here, I also agree with this Twitter user. Suddenly they want their kids to have a relationship with King Charles? Suddenly they respect the monarchy? I don't think so. Now, Angela Levin recently said that, Meghan not coming to the coronation, she said, and I'm quoting, "I wouldn't say it was the right outcome. I think everybody is sick and tired of hearing Harry's absolutely revoltingly rude comments about his father and his brother and anyone else. So, it's not great news, but it's the news that maybe King Charles is more pleased about." And I happen to agree. I get it. It's Archie's birthday, although he's 4. Like, he wouldn't have understood if they did it a day later. Oh, please. And the articles are coming out saying that Harry is going to have the hardest adult day of his life because apparently he can't do anything without Meghan. Everything is through Meghan. So with that said, GB News had some comments that were, oh my goodness, spot on, like unbelievable. Watch this.
The world's least happy millionaire, Prince Harry, will be attending the King's coronation alone. It's important and right that he attends, and our dynamic new King, Charles III, has once again claimed the moral high ground, with a statement in the last 24 hours reaffirming his pride in both of his sons, demonstrating once again his pure class. He won't give them any excuse to moan or play the victim card. As all monarchs should do, including his late great mother Elizabeth, King Charles is rising above this confected soap opera which is playing out in Hollywood. Many say that we've dodged a bullet with Meghan Markle not attending. And I've got no doubt that Harry will enjoy a break from the constant earache from her indoors, the woman I like to refer to as she who must be obeyed. Whilst he's here, Harry may enjoy a few precious moments where he's allowed to have some thoughts of his own and discover that his family and his country aren't so bad after all. But let me tell you, I believe that Meghan Markle's decision not to attend is pure cowardice. It's my view that she fears pushback from the British public. She fears the ignominy of crowds potentially booing, and she fears the humiliation of her and Harry being placed in the cheap seats at the back of the room during the ceremony. And by her absence, she has relinquished the opportunity to bury the hatchet with the British public and the family of a husband she claims to care for so much. If Meghan Markle had something about her and a bit of backbone, she'd swallow her pride and accompany her husband for this extraordinarily important moment for the country and for the family. By willingly facing a potentially hostile British audience, most right-minded Brits would admire her guts. But instead, like all woke warriors, she's ultimately spineless and a coward. She's happy to dish it out, endlessly criticising this country and the royal family on TV, but is unwilling to face the consequences of essentially libelling a whole country. If Meghan Markle really cared for Harry, she'd be there by his side on May the 6th, but she's not. Markle's absence from the coronation signals the end of her relationship with this country and her husband's family. And it gives me no pleasure to say that her next move in time will be to end her marriage to Harry as well. Because by then she'll be the most famous woman in the world, and it's mission accomplished. While he's here, Harry should leave his toothbrush and a few essential items. He might be back sooner than you think.
All right, next up, Fergie, the 63-year-old Duchess of York, was seen riding around with Prince Andrew. I'm not sure what the big deal is. I mean, they do live together at the Royal Lodge. It's not expected that she's going to attend the coronation. And everybody's like, it's such a snub. It's such a snub. You know, I've covered that with you guys already. It's not a snub. She's not a member of the family. Andrew's going because he's the brother of the king, and the girls are going because they're the nieces of the king. But she's not going. I don't understand why people think that, you know, she should go. Her presence there, they said, and I'm quoting, would provoke critical comments, which Charles doesn't need. So, yeah, he's not going. She's not going. I don't think she should go either. You know, what if more photos of her toes being sucked show up? Ugh. You know, hopping back over to Harry, they're saying that really all he wants is for his children to be publicly recognized by the royal family. But why would the royal family do that? Their titles are empty. They don't know anything about the heritage or the history. They're being raised in California. They are California kids. Therefore, there's no need for the royal family to, you know, consider them in anything. And I think when those kids try to go back and join the royal family later on, it's going to be too late. All right, next up, remember I told you that Katy Perry is going to be at the King's coronation show? Well, apparently Meghan Markle is previously said to have held a grudge against her because she once made a critical comment about Meghan's wedding dress. So when it came out that Miss Perry was going to perform at the ceremony concert on the 7th in front of 200,000 members of the public and invited guests, apparently Meghan Markle was very unhappy about this. Well, I mean, come on, people. We all know who holds a grudge the best, and that would be Meghan Markle. She takes every slight to heart and never forgets. Whew. And really quickly, in case I didn't tell you, this person is also going to be performing at the coronation concert. He put up a very nice tweet thanking everybody for their support and talking about how much he's looking forward to performing. I think he'll do a great job. Moving on. The stories are coming out now that Meghan not showing up is the best case scenario for the royal family. I completely agree. They don't have to worry about who she's going to talk to, what's she going to do to try to steal the thunder. You know, maybe she'll clear her throat at an inauspicious moment. I mean, you never know with her. Do I think she's still going to do something? Yes. Because this article came out, she decided she wasn't going to go because she wanted to keep the attention on the king and not bring any attention to her. You guys will find out very quickly that article is absolutely untrue as soon as she starts releasing photos about Archie's birthday party and whatever else she's going to do to try to disrupt it. All right, next up, they're saying that as soon as the coronation is over, Meghan Markle is going to try to relaunch her career and that the new projects will let her, quote unquote, stand alone after missing the coronation. Yeah, it sounds to me like she got everything she could get and now she's going to go out and do what she couldn't do on her own. Now, with everybody talking about Charles meeting with Harry, what about William? Well, they're saying actually that William has no plans to reunite with his brother while he's there. I mean, can you really blame him? I mean, Harry attacked William. He attacked Catherine. He even made comments about the kids, that he was worried about the way the kids were being raised. You know, so you would think, not to mention the fact that he's literally zipping in and zipping out. I think that's because he's spineless and he can't face anybody. So, you know, just out of politeness, they're saying in the article, you would think Harry would want to mingle with his family no matter how difficult that would be. And that maybe, you know, Charles would ease the path for a rapprochement. But no. They'll be in the room during the coronation at the same time. And other than that, there will be no communication. And unless Harry apologizes to William for the things he said about Catherine and the things he said about the kids, I don't see that going anywhere myself. Next up, I just wanted to touch on this. It's being said that Harry and Meghan's approach to royalty was literally laughable, and because they were unpredictable, a clash with the establishment was inevitable. And they said it just was never going to work. They let it be known from the beginning they were going to do things their own way. The real crunch time, they said, happened when Prince Archie was due to be born. You know, she flew to New York for that baby shower. There was all that backlash. Yeah. All right, moving on. All right, this next article, we all know what really happened here. When the Queen was dying and the whole family was rushing to the bedside, Meghan Markle, who had made Philip and the Queen's last years a living hell, Harry did too, but she did. She made the last years hell. Harry wanted her to come along to be at the Queen's bedside as she was dying, and Charles essentially said, she's not welcome. Well, Harry's immediate response was, really? Well, Catherine's there. So in order to keep Meghan away, Catherine essentially had to take one for the team and was told, listen, we can't let you come, and this is why we can't let you come. Catherine, I'm sure, was upset. She had an excellent relationship with the Queen, and she was essentially denied a final goodbye with her, again, because of Meghan Markle. Personally, I would have just said to Harry, yes, Catherine's here. But Catherine has been in the family 10 years longer than Meghan. They have a good relationship. Catherine has earned a spot here next to the bed. Your wife hasn't. He should have put his foot down and given Catherine the chance to say a final goodbye. I feel very, very bad for Catherine that she never got that chance. I think it's very sad. All right, moving on to our next story. Now, rolling into the end of this video, I have to say, when I see articles like this, Harry and Meghan are making friends all over Tinseltown. That's not true. Let me tell you who they've made friends with. 3 people. Oprah Winfrey, who has more money than God. Tyler Perry, who's a friend of Oprah Winfrey's that has more money than God. And Ellen DeGeneres, who's ridiculously wealthy. Those are their friends. Everybody else, nobody wants anything to do with them. After what he said about Courtney Cox, after the things that they've said, the Obamas have sloughed them off. Everybody has sloughed them off. They are not Mr. and Mrs. Popular. I think Meghan thought people were going to be clamoring over each other to get at them because they're quote unquote royalty, but that hasn't happened. As a matter of fact, they said that they are having one of the worst years ever. What we've learned is that nobody, except for two people who put in $10 million, and I think that was Oprah or Tyler Perry, except for that, nobody's donating to Archewell. Their popularity in the UK and the United States is plummeting hand over fist. They've created all kinds of children or issues for their children without even realizing it. This is not a good year for them. The royal family is moving on and they've been left behind, whether they choose to admit so or not. Now the articles are coming out. They risk becoming the most hated royal couple. Personally, I don't think they're risking it. I think they're already there. They're just about as hated as Wallis Simpson and her royal person. You know what I'm saying? People are sick of them. I'm sick of them. All right, you guys, I want you to know that many of you wrote to me and said you think I'm shadow banned on YouTube. I mean, I was shadow banned on Twitter, and I had no subscribers on Twitter, and the second Elon Musk took over, now I'm over 11,000. So yeah, you can be shadow banned. But I want you to know I put out that video complaining, and almost immediately I started picking up people, like 150 in one day. So I don't know, maybe YouTube saw my video and undid whatever it is that they did. I'm not the only person having this problem. Trevor's having it. Megan's Mole is having it. Royal Daily Tea is having it. It's very interesting what's going on, but I'll keep you updated. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you've already hit it, double check, make sure you're still subscribed. Don't forget to leave those comments. Don't forget to go up into the description box and get the link to my Twitter, my Getter, my Rumble, and my email. If you've mailed me something or you've donated through the coffee fund or through the thanks button, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.